All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, I am going to be in the 135-pound division where Gervonta Tank Davis apparently will not be stripped of his title and also apparently will not be retiring. So we now know more than likely who he will fight next. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, I think we're going to get back to reality because the freak show called Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul is over. It ended in a way that people did not expect it to end with, and this is my opinion, some BS trumped up nonsense that was thrown at Gervonta Davis for the sake of either of both getting out of that fight and embarrassing Gervonta and making it look like you're standing up for women. That's Jake Paul. I'm sorry, I don't believe it until there's criminal charges and when there is a videotape evidence that Jake Paul said that is out there. When one of those two things happen, then I will take that stuff with Gervonta Davis seriously. Otherwise, to me, it looks like a gigantic publicity stunt meant to justify a move on the part of Jake Paul. That's what it looks like to me. And now I think it is safe to say, okay, Gervonta Davis is more than likely not going to get stripped of his title for fighting Jake Paul. Also, he's more than likely not going to jail or anything else because it's already been 12 days or it's walking on half a month, 2 weeks since these accusations were made, but yet there's been no criminal charges and there's been no video evidence produced that Jake Paul said was there. So I have to think, what are you doing next? So Pitbull Cruz and Lamont Roach are going to be fighting each other. And I think that the most logical thing for Gervonta Davis is to fight the winner of that fight, the fight between Pitbull Cruz and Lamont Roach, that because he has history with both of them. And there are people out there that thought Gervonta Davis had lost to both of them. So I love that comeback fight. The only downside, right, is that those guys are now fighting at 140 pounds, and Gervonta does not fight at 140 pounds. And truly, there's nothing really left at 135 pounds because you have Loma that retired, Keyshawn Davis that is kind of out there. We don't know what's going on with him, but more than likely he's going to go up to 140 pounds himself. Andy Cruz is about to get himself a championship, but, he's over there with Matchroom, and that fight is kind of a ways off, and I don't even know if they would take that fight. That's just a really awkward fight. You got Kid Schofield, who should be getting his hand on a title, Kid Schofield, who is he's in the mandatory position, and that being the number one position to be named mandatory for Gervonta Davis. So you got all those guys there, plus you have somebody that I would love to see him fight at 135 pounds, which is Gary Antoine Russell's brother, Gary Russell Jr., the guy that was the long-standing champion at 126 pounds and was absolutely positively screwed over in the defense in his loss to Mark Magsayo that took place a couple years ago. Well, Gary Russell Jr. came back, had a comeback fight this year, looked absolutely spectacular. Sharp as he could be. Got the knockout that he set up with a nasty liver shot to his opponent. That's who I would love to see as a dark horse get a fight with Gervonta Davis. I know people would crap all over the fight, say, oh, he's fighting a guy that's been inactive, da-da-da-da-da. But at this point in time, I don't think people should really listen to the critics much. especially YouTube boxing critics that are talking about who should fight who and all of that, because really They're never happy. Never, ever happy. 9 out of 10 fights that happen in boxing, people complain about. The high-level fights. And almost 100% of the fights that PBC fighters have, the mainstream media and the haters of the PBC will talk crazy about. So, Gervonta Davis is in a can't make anybody happy type of situation, right? The Jake Paul fight is gone. That's not going to come back most likely. 135, you don't really have a lot of people at 135 that are real competition or big names that are willing to fight Gervonta Davis. 140 pounds is stacked, but Gervonta, to be truthful, is not a 140-pound fighter. He's not the same size guy as Subriel Matias, as Alberto Puello. He's just not the same size as those guys. And size is a very, very real thing. So Gervonta is in a little bit of a catch-22, There's not a lot at 135. There are things at 140 for sure, but that's just not the weight class that he's in. So what's going to happen? He's probably going to have some 135 pounds with the guys that are at 135 pounds. And they may be guys that move up. There may be guys that come down. He may go up for a fight or two, but it's just going to be really interesting. I'm just happy that I am happy so far. I always have to just put a little bit of a warning on this stuff with Gervonta Davis and the accusations that he faced. I don't know whether that happened or not, right? Because I don't have a videotape. I was not at the club. I don't know. I haven't talked to Gervonta Davis, any of that. What I'm saying is that if this man is accused of something as heinous as he's accused of, that you would expect that there would be a criminal investigation, and if there's any evidence that substantiates her claims, or a reasonable amount of evidence to substantiate her claim, that he would be charged in a criminal court of law. But he was not. He was charged in the court of public opinion by people who are in the court of public opinion for the express purpose of manipulating people's opinion. So it's just a really, really rough situation, but I'm still looking for his future. I'm still think this guy is just such a terrific, terrific fighter, fun to watch. If it winds up that he did not do this that the charges are not filed and this stuff just miraculously goes away without hearing about it ever again, then I'm going to treat him like he's an innocent man, because anybody can make an accusation about anything. And I'm sorry, guilt is not established by the number of people that have accused you of something. Now, if somebody keeps accusing the same person of something over and over again, you can absolutely keep your eye on that person and be like, okay, man, these people are, but you don't know if the guy did it. You can't punish the guy like he did it. That's just what it is. And that's not how boxing just did Gervonta Davis in this last incident. It was like, all right, just ball a guy and throw him in the trash can. We know this girl is right. And you don't, So anyway, I can't wait to see what goes on in the next chapter of Gervonta Davis's career. Hopefully we find out sooner than later. I'm sure he's, just came through a training camp, get a fight and come right back. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.